Imagine a man whose social circle included sitting presidents, legendary scientists, and British royalty. Jeffrey Epstein lived in the center of global power, while simultaneously running one of the largest sex trafficking operations in modern history. His story ended abruptly and without a trial. In 2019, just weeks after his arrest, Epstein was found dead inside a New York jail cell. Years later, a judge ordered the release of thousands of pages of sealed court documents. The public, hungry for answers about his elite network, quickly dubbed them the Epstein Files. These documents go beyond simple lists of names. They provide a detailed look at the systemic complicity that kept Epstein in power for decades. The unsealed testimonies allow us to look past the heavy redactions and see how the operation functioned in the 1990s. This network model shows his primary recruitment method. Epstein targeted vulnerable teenage girls from difficult backgrounds, using offers of cash for massages to lure them into a circle. He then forced victims to bring more girls into the network, creating a self-sustaining pyramid of exploitation. These records document the mechanics of an organized, industrial-scale criminal operation. In 2005, a Palm Beach police investigation uncovered dozens of young victims. Investigators believed they had more than enough evidence to put Epstein in prison for decades. Instead of facing federal charges, Epstein secured a controversial non-prosecution agreement. He served 13 months in county jail with generous work release privileges, allowing him to leave his cell for most of the day to continue his business. This sweetheart deal successfully shielded his network from public scrutiny for years. It showed how wealth could effectively dictate the terms of his punishment. In July 2019, public pressure and new investigative reporting forced federal prosecutors to reopen the case, leading to his rearrest on federal sex trafficking charges. When Epstein died weeks later, the legal system was denied a public trial. The security failures at the jail meant his full story was never told in court. Only his longtime associate, Ghislaine Maxwell, stood trial. A jury convicted her for her role in recruiting and abusing underage girls. The lack of a trial for Epstein left an information void. Speculation filled the gap, ranging from claims of him being a Mossad agent to rumors involving ancient Baal worship. When the legal process ends without a transparent accounting of the facts, it allows unchecked theories to replace evidence. The public was most interested in two items: Epstein's private flight logs and his personal address books. A person's name appearing in these specific records is not a legal finding of guilt. These are unfiltered legal discovery documents. Names appear because people were interviewed as witnesses, worked as employees, or flew as casual acquaintances. Context matters when reading the files. They function as a map of Epstein's connections, not a list of confessions. Looking past the specific names, the release of these documents left both the public and the victims without a final, cinematic legal resolution. The files serve as a blueprint for how wealth and institutional connections can insulate a predator from the consequences of their actions. The most disturbing mystery isn't who appears in the files. It's how Epstein's network of power allowed him to operate in plain sight for so long.